It's Thursday evening, I've just gotten off work, and tonight, in honor of Valentine's Day, I'm having a romantic evening with myself. So I'm here at the grocery store. I'm about to go in and pick a few things up, and it is raining so hard this evening, so it is the perfect evening for a cozy night in. Let's go. All right, well, I have my pizza in the oven, and while it's cooking, I'm gonna open up this wine that I got from the store. I've never had this kind before, and honestly, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I just was really drawn to the wildflowers on I almost said the cover, that's not what you call it, on the bottle. I really don't drink wine very often, but it just seemed like the right romantic feel for tonight. And so I believe this is a twist off. Let's hope, because I have no idea where a bottle opener is. I'm sure there's one somewhere. Oh, success. All right. Ooh, it smells delicious. I wish I could let you smell it through the camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in this glass. Oh my God. I'm spilling. I think that is me with 0 alcohol in my system. I think I need to use my right hand. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna get something to clean this up really quick. Okay, it's a really pretty color. It's almost like purple instead of red. And it smells really good. Interesting. I do like it. It's definitely different. Yeah, I like it. If I was a wine connoisseur, which I'm not, I would say it has like the crispiness of a pear, you know, light notes of a spring morning, hints of cedarwood, I don't know, I'm just making this shit up. I have no idea, but it's good. So the pizza is gonna take a few more minutes, but in the meantime, I have decided on this little romantic date with myself, I'm going to be asking myself questions from this deck of cards I have called Big Talk. It's a question card game, and I've actually had this for many years. I first discovered it from a TED Talk by the creator of these cards. Her name is Kalina Silverman, and I will put a link to her TED Talk down below. But ever since I got these cards, I have been trying to get my friends and family to do them with me. And I get varying reactions. Sometimes people think it's really cheesy, and then I get a little embarrassed asking to do it. But when I'm on a date with myself, I can do it as much as I want. And so I was really excited thinking about doing these cards. And I thought, because I am sharing this date with you all in this video, if you would like to answer some of these cards with me, that would be awesome. If you would like to participate, pick one of these questions and then put your answer in the comments below. And I would love to see what you all come up with. So I'm gonna shuffle them a little bit here. It's really hard to shuffle a tiny deck like this. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe I'll shuffle half of them. There we go. I did these with my daughter the other night and it was really fun. I gotta make sure I shuffle them for myself as well. But you know, one thing I think is really important about self-love, one aspect of it, is getting to know yourself. Because I think it's easy to kind of forget to ask yourself questions and learn what it is you like and who you are. I think sometimes we just go about our lives focused on other people and things that we have to do, and we forget to take the time to actually get to know ourselves. So taking that time can be a way that you can show yourself love. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So I'm going to cut the deck like I do with my oracle cards. That'll be another video. And let's see what the first question is. Ooh, it says, do you fit in or stand out? How so? And one thing I have to do with these cards is I have to try not to overthink it too much, because I love asking other people these questions, but then when I'm asked the questions, I tend to overthink it and I have a hard time answering because I want to come up with the perfect response. So, okay, don't overthink it too much, just answer. Do I fit in or do I stand out? I think that when I'm being myself, like my true, most authentic self, I do stand out a little bit. I think I'm a pretty goofy person with a lot of personality. But I don't really show that part of myself too often. Oftentimes it's only with the people that I really feel closest to and that I trust the most. Because I'm scared to show people my true self. So I think that most of the times I fit in by just, just kind of laying low, being pleasant and, courteous. But when I really let myself be my true, authentic self, I'm pretty dorky, I'm pretty goofy, I can be loud, and maybe even a little bit obnoxious sometimes. But I think that, when you're with the right people, then is it obnoxious or is it fun and inspiring? Things to think about. Next question. What has been your favorite age so far and why? Wow. What a great question. Okay, I don't know if this is cheating, but I'm gonna say that my favorite age is 34. And I think the reason why this is cheating is because I'm not technically 34 yet. I actually have 3 days, 3 days before I turn 34. My birthday is on February 16th. But I am just going to go ahead and say that 34 is my favorite age because I am learning how to love myself more and more. I'm learning how to face myself and not run from myself and who I truly am. You know, my deepest fears, the dreams that I have, the things that I want to be and that I want in life. Those are all things that I am learning to face and to make peace with. So I think 34 is going to be my favorite age because I am just going to go into this next year of life with the most joy that I've ever allowed myself to have and that I've ever been in the circumstances to have. And that doesn't mean that life is not going to continue to be hard, but it just means that I'm going to try to make the very most of my life, and that when I am filling myself up with love and with joy and allowing myself to feel my tough feelings and go after my dreams, all of those things, then it frees me up to be a better human in general and a better friend, a better citizen, a better neighbor. So yeah, 34. 34 is my favorite age. And I'm almost there, a couple more days. A toast to that. So here's my pizza. It is a very simple pizza, just margarita with, I believe it was mozzarella cheese. All right, I'm gonna give this pizza a try. For grocery store pizza, not bad. This is the food dance. Double fisting it. Pizza, wine. All right, next question. What do you think about when you wake up? Ooh, good question. So I think about the dream that I just had, usually, when I just wake up. I usually have epic, chaotic, confusing dreams. Actually, I wouldn't say confusing. Sometimes they're confusing, but a lot of times they're actually very on the nose. Whatever I am having anxiety about during the day, whatever I'm having feelings about, stress about, things that I'm worried about, I will often have a dream about that issue. Only it'll be like in a weird dream state, you know what I mean? It'll be like, I don't know, like there's like we're at the beach and then all of a sudden it switches to the mall and you know, that person has like two heads, but it's normal because for some reason it is in the dream. I often have parts where I'm running away from someone or something, and even though I'm trying really, 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 really hard to run, I'm like going in slow motion, you know, and like my legs feel like they're in quicksand. But yeah, just my dream characters really reflect my life, and they are telling me, you know, the self-hatred things I'm struggling with, or the things I'm worried that other people think of me, or, you know, childhood trauma things are always in my dreams. So that's usually what I think about when I first wake up. And sometimes it even takes me a few minutes to realize that it was a dream and that I'm in real life, and it takes me like a minute to catch up. So that's usually what I think about when I wake up, at least for the first few minutes. All right, I'm hungry, so I've got to put you on pause. You know, one thing I was just thinking about as I was munching my pizza is that getting to know ourselves is a lifelong journey, because when I'm answering these questions, for example, these are just my answers right now, where I am in time as a 33, almost 34-year-old. But ask me again in a year, 2 years, 5 years, and my answers will probably be different. And that's beautiful. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. Life is a journey, and we change and we grow. And I'm a person who always wants to be changing and growing and just working towards my goals and my best self, and also just loving myself exactly where I am too, because shame is not a good motivator. And that's something I've noticed in my YouTube creation journey, is sometimes I'll want to talk about something in a video or make a video about a certain topic, and I'm like, oh, I already talked about this. But I think I have to remind myself that the content is evergreen, because even though maybe I've talked about that certain thing before, I might have a slightly different perspective, or I might be struggling with a slightly different corner or aspect of it, or I might be thriving in a part of it that I wasn't before. And so I think I kind of want to give myself permission to just share wherever I'm at in life, even if I've already talked about it, and whoever wants to watch will watch. And if it feels too redundant for someone, well, they can just click away. Wow, so much freedom. So much freedom in that confidence. Man, I think I'm romancing myself. I think I have swept myself off my feet tonight by getting myself pizza and wine and these gorgeous flowers. Wow, self, you have really outdone yourself. Thanks, self. I agree. Cue the comments. Wow, that YouTuber is really drunk. I promise, I'm not. Next question. Where do you find peace? That's a lovely question. Where do I find peace? The first two things that come to mind, the two places rather, are the ocean and my room. I find so much peace when I am at the ocean. The sun on my skin, the salty sea air in my nose and on my face and in my hair, the crash of the ocean and the cries of the seagulls in my ears, the feeling of sand on my fingers and in between my toes, and just the aliveness of the sand and the surf and the sandpipers and all of the seals out there in the ocean and the people at the beach, you know, the sound of laughter and families and couples and kids and friends and everyone just feeling joy, being in this beautiful part of nature. Oh, there's just nothing more peaceful than the ocean. Nothing. But obviously, well, not obviously, if you don't know where I live, but I'm in driving distance of the ocean, but I do not live with the ocean right outside my back door. So I cannot have that peace that the ocean brings me every day here at my house, but I can, and I do, find peace in my room. I've really made my room a safe haven for myself. I have surrounded myself with things, little things that I love, you know, little rocks that I found, drawings that my daughter has made for me, a painting from my brother, you know, a wooden bowl that my sibling gave me, you know, gifts from friends, books that I've read, books that I haven't read yet, but I hope to someday. Journals, art on the wall from my favorite artists. I love having lots of green around me because the color green, especially the deeper, more like forest, emerald greens, bring me so much peace. And that color just like is the color of my soul. And I love having twinkle lights hung up. And so I often find peace at the end of the day. Once I've done my whole evening routine, I'm just tucked in bed under my comforter. I've got my dog at my feet, cuddled up next to me. And I'm just looking at the art that I've hung on my wall with the twinkle lights, and I've turned all the other lights down. And it's just so cozy and comforting, and I find peace there. So yeah, that was kind of a long answer, but those are two physical locations that I find peace. I also like to look out my window in my room, and sometimes I'll also lay backwards on my bed with my head towards the foot of my bed, and I'll put my feet up on the windowsill ledge, and I'll just look out at the sky and clouds and birds flying by, and that's also very peaceful. Now, wouldn't it be nice to have peace in your own body? That's what I'm working towards. Because then I could be peaceful anywhere I go. Hard to do when you've got complex PTSD, but I'm working on it.